Time, and that from Paul McCartney. It is the morning show at 087 77 11 103. You can get in touch on Twitter as well at Morning ECFM. And also, we've got a direct line to the studio at 0818 303 103. Now, Matthew White is with us. He's given me a poster here of a beautiful part of County Wicklow, the Garden County, and the heading is Save the River Vartry. Stop Irish water. That crowd, huh? Stop their plans. There's a public meeting on Friday, the 9th of December at 7:30 in the Ashford Community Centre. Join us. Matthew, what is this about?
And maybe I should start. My wife is a professional artist, and she always paints the big picture. So the first question in our family is, do you want the short story or the long story?
Well, there's the river. There could be more water in it. I'd say that's the issue, is it?
Yeah, so the issue with this is that there was planning permission to upgrade the treatment works up at Roundwood. It's really not quite an upgrade. It's actually replacing the treatment works with a new one. There's 200 million plus made available to Irish Water from the government to do the work. In doing that, they paid little attention to the River Vartry, which depends on the water that comes out of the treatment works.
So are you saying that because of these necessary works to upgrade the Victorian structure of the reservoir, no consideration is given to the ecology that has grown up because of those leaks?
Yeah, more or less that's the situation. I mean, we have a situation that's existed in the river since 2008, in which 15 million litres of water come down the River Vartry, leaking since 2008 into the river. The fish themselves and all the wildlife have enjoyed those almost 10 years of not a great deal of water, but enough water. And they've established themselves in that regime. Irish Water now says the maximum they can give to the river is 5 milliliters per day, which amounts to 1/3 of the amount of water that's currently in the river.
Okay, so we've got a dilemma here. So the ecology has just grown up over the lack of investment that was there since this whole thing was installed back in God's own time or whatever.
Yeah, 1868.
The river depends on the reservoir not working efficiently, basically. And now they want to fix that up. And, of course, in the meantime, there's a whole new city of wildlife has grown up, including the fish. And so how can we get the best of both worlds?
Well, I mean, it's the River Vartry Protection Society, which I'm spokesman of, is made up of all the riparian owners. These are the people who actually own property along the river. And 10 years ago, I had a dream, and from that, we established this society. Basically, the Water Framework Directive of the EU insists that water be given to the river. The amount isn't specified in the EU documents, but the idea is to give it more water, not less water.
Can we solve it without going to EU stuff and all that? Can we all sit down about this and say, look, we've got a beautiful part of the Garden of Ireland, the nature of it, all the wildlife, all the river, all the water, that's all needed, all the forest that surrounds it. However, we do have a reservoir that needs the work to be done after falling into such disrepair. So is there any way we can meet and sort this out?
Well, what happened is that we asked for a full EIA, which is an environmental impact assessment, which is done independently of Irish Water. Instead, Wicklow County Council agreed to Irish Water just giving a statement of how they saw it, and that was accepted. We went into negotiation with Irish Water and sat around for many meetings with them to try and find a solution. We call this the people before fish scenario, and we hope that that's not the case.
It's going to be fixed, Matthew. You have to get used to it. They're going to fix this thing. It's out of date. The pressure on the other side to fix this Vartry reservoir and all the infrastructure is going to be fixed.
Yeah, I guess the problem in the negotiations, what was clear is that we wanted to do what was best for the river and to allow the treatment works to be fixed. I must say that the employees of Irish Water were understanding, sympathetic. They realized the necessity to negotiate. When they went to the management of Irish Water, they came back and apologized, saying, nope, there will be no negotiation. It's 5 million litres per day. That's it.
And how did they come up with that figure?
Because pre-2007, the amount of water that was in the river was 5 milliliters in the drought. So they have charts going back at that date. But since 2007, 2008, the river has actually gone from poor condition to high condition. The quality of the water has gone to good condition, which is a requirement of the EU and all of us, that we need a thriving river in Ashford and coming down through this ecosystem.
Who's on your side?
Well, we have Mount Usher Gardens, which depends on the river, and they're fighting for it. We have two angling clubs that are conservation and angling clubs, which look after the river and protect it. There's ourselves, there's Antashka, there's Friends of the Murra, because the River Vartry supplies the Murra, which is a special area of conservation for the EU. So we have even the Irish fisheries support the same claim.
Yeah. Tell me about the 5 million. What is it? What did you say? 5?
It's 5 million litres per day. Is what they give.
If you got that, tell me the impact.
Well, the impact, anyone who stands down on Ashford and looks over the weir, you can see the condition.
That's at the pub there. What's the name of the pub?
Well, it's no longer the pub. It's
a gastro restaurant or something, is it?
Yeah,
but it's the weir beside that building, yeah.
If you stand there and look out at the river, you can see how desperate it is. And here we're at the beginning of December. The conditions in the world have changed, and it's getting drier and drier. So we need the water. It's not going back to 2007 because the conditions aren't the same.
Right.
If you stand there and look out at the weir and imagine a third the water, you would be shocked what it means. It would change the River Vartry into a tiny little stream.
Right, and affect all the wildlife that you're talking about.
Well, we have so many protected wildlife.
I know a lot of people in Wicklow will be saying, well, all that water they gather anyway in the reservoir is going to Dublin, and it is, we just want something for the wildlife of Wicklow. I know there'll be that aspect of it. Anyway, you've got your public meeting in Ashford on Friday at the community centre.
And thank you for anybody who can come down. We really want as many people to support us as possible.
Have you talked to anybody politically about this?
Yes, we have. But whether anybody can do anything, I think it's a matter we're taking it to Town Board Planola, planning office, and we hope to win in that. But we need support from the public.
Very good. Okay.
And we are doing crowdfunding as well. On chuffed.org, if you search for River Vartry. Please support us in whatever way you can.
Indeed, God, I hope there's a solution in it that will benefit. Obviously, the work has to be done in the reservoir, but not at the expense of destroying a beautiful part of County Wicklow and the wildlife therein. And let's see what happens.
I appreciate being here, and thank you.
Not at all, Matthew. Keep in touch. Your accent is that's not an Ashford accent now.
No, it isn't. I've been there 20 years, but it doesn't disappear.
Yeah, what part of America are you from?
I was from outside of New York.
Oh, very good.
I polished my non-New York accent.
Yeah, well, it's a lovely American timbre, whatever they call it, to your voice. Anyway, it sounds very good. Welcome to Wicklow, Matthew, and I hope the surroundings are adhered to there for everybody to live in harmony in Ashford. Thanks very much indeed. So that public meeting, anyway, is on Friday at 19:30, 7:30 in Ashford Community Centre. Thank you very much. It is the morning show here. Still getting in text as regards our interview with Simon Harris yesterday, all about the siting of the new children's hospital, whether it be at St. James's, where it looks like to be, and the very